Hello and good morning children. Welcome to your computer class. Children, as we are doing chapter 1 and the topic we are doing is storage devices. Last time in my last class I have explained you two types of storage devices, that is hard disk and CD and DVD drives. CD and DVDs. Today I am going to tell you about pen drive. Have you seen a pen drive? It's a very small device. It is very small but very powerful and has a very big capacity. Let's read the book first. Open page number 9. A pen drive is a small storage device. It is mainly used to transfer data from one computer to another. It is very easy to use and can be carried around in a pocket. Despite its small size, it can store a huge amount of data. It is also known as a flash drive. Now children, if you see the size of a pen drive, it is very small. You can carry it in your pocket also. It is very small, but it has a very huge capacity. That means you can store lots and lots of information in it. Like if you want to keep songs, you can keep thousands of songs in one pen drive, but it does not look like that. It is very small in size. It's just this much. But you can store thousands of songs, thousands of movies, videos and lots more you can store in a pen drive, and you can carry it from one place to another. You can carry it with you, and you can insert that pen drive in your mobile phones also. Nowadays it is also possible to insert in a mobile phones, in your laptops, in your computer, desktop, anywhere, and you can use it. Okay, so this were the storage devices that we have done. Today we are going to do another part is IPO cycle. I believe you all know what is IPO cycle. IPO, input, process and output. It is the system in the ways the computer works. So let's see. In the previous class, you have learnt that a computer system follows the IPO cycle to complete any task. This cycle has 3 basic steps: input, processing and output. A computer takes input, processes it, and finally gives the output. This process is made possible with the help of input, processing and output devices. Now, computer has 4 sets, the 4 main devices, that are monitor, keyboard, mouse and CPU. All these things works together to do one work. The work that you give to a computer can be performed by 3 things, that is input, process and output. The work that you give, the command that you give to a computer is called input. It accepts the command and it works on it, that is called processing, and the result that you see is called your output. So a computer works with 3 things, that is input, input, process and output. That is IPO cycle, and this can be done with the devices. Input devices, output devices and processing devices. Now the parts of the computer machines are divided into 3 things, that is input, process and output. We have monitor, keyboard, CPU and mouse. The 4 main parts of the computer system. Now as I have told you, all these parts are connected with the CPU. Alright. So whatever we give the command, it first goes to the CPU. Let's check out input. Data, information or instructions are called input. To enter input in a computer, you need input devices. Keyboard and mouse are the most common input devices. Now, how do you give your command to your computer? You give command through the keyboard and mouse. So, your keyboard and mouse is known as your input devices. Now, suppose if you want to write your name. So how do you type? Where do you type? You have to type on the keyboard because the alphabets are on the keyboard. Suppose your name is, you want to write your name Ayush. A-Y-U-S. So how will you write? Can you write with your pencil or a pen? Can you use it on the monitor? No. You need to press the keys on the keyboard. You'll press A-Y-U-S. Okay, so this is how you are giving your order to the computer. This is the way you are giving input to the computer. When we are typing, when we are pressing the keys on the keyboard, it is called you are giving your command. Okay, you are giving the order to the computer system. That is input. What is that called? Input. You are putting it inside the machine. Now, it will not directly goes to the monitor. It will first goes inside the CPU box. Okay? And children, as I have already told you, computer do not understand a language. Computer has its own language, like we all have our own mother tongue or languages. Yes or no? Like some of you speaks Nepali, some of you speaks Hindi at home, English, Bengali. So these are the languages that we understand. Yes or no? But a computer don't understand any of this language. Computer has its own language which is called binary. Binary language, which is of zeros and ones. Computer only understand this language of numbers, zeros and 1. So when you type the alphabets on the keyboard, it goes inside the CPU box and it transfers into the binary language, okay, which computer understands zeros and ones. Computer understand that you want to write Ayush. Your name is Ayush. Your command, your order to write is Ayush. Okay, but as we all do not understand this binary language, what the computer do for us is it again transfer it into English. It accept it in binary language, but it again transfer it into English language and show us on the screen as AYUSH or whatever you have typed on the keyboard. Your name Ayush. So where this works happens, it happens inside the CPU box. So that's why the works that happens inside the CPU box, so your CPU box is known as your processing unit. As the name says, CPU, Central Processing Unit. It is in the middle of the system. It stays in the middle of the system. So it is called Central Processing Unit, or in short you can say processing unit, that is your CPU. After doing all the works inside the CPU which we cannot see, your information comes inside the monitor where you can see what you have typed, what you have done. So this part where you can see your work happening is known as your output device. What is this called? Output device. Because here you can see what you have done. Suppose if you have made a drawing, what helps you to make a drawing? Of course, your mouse will help you to draw. You move, you hold the mouse, you move the mouse on the screen, you make drawings, you make fill colors in it. So, what is again helping you inside the monitor? That is your mouse. Okay, whatever color you choose, this color is all selected inside the CPU first. As your mouse is also connected with your CPU box, so first your command to color, to draw will go inside the CPU box. All the commands will be accepted in binary language first, then it will convert into your language and it will shown on the monitor as your language. So again, this mouse is your input device. The processing that happened inside the CPU is again processing unit, and then you can see your drawing on the screen, that is your on the monitor. So your monitor is again your output device. Okay, so this is how a computer works with three things, that is your IPO: input, process and output. And again explain you once. Input, when you give your command, you are sending your order, it is accepted by the CPU first, the processing happens, the works happens inside the CPU box, that is your processing, then you can see it on the monitor. Your monitor is your output device, that is known as your output device. So I am going to read this for you. The processing number in page number 10. Once the input is entered into a computer, it is proceed to get an output. CPU is a processing device that processes data by performing actions on it. The action performed on the given data by CPU is called processing. Processing may include comparing data, performing calculations on the given data, and so on. As I have told you, the works that you give, the command that you give to your computer, the work is done inside the CPU box. Suppose if you have given any calculation work, suppose on the keyboard you have typed 2 plus 2, 2, there is a plus sign, 2 plus 2 again. So the computer will accept it, 2 plus 2 inside the CPU. Here the calculation will happen. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, the calculation will be done by the CPU, and finally you will see the result 2 plus 2 on the monitor, that is 4. Okay, whatever work that you give, it can be seen on the monitor. The last is your output. Output is the third and the last step of the IPO cycle. After processing the input, the computer provides the final result called output. It displays the output on the monitor or a sheet of paper. Monitor and printer are the common examples of output devices. Let us understand the IPO cycle with the help of the following machine. And children, if you have seen printer which brings your work on the paper, it is also an output device which brings your work from the monitor to the paper, that is your output device. Now here the example is given, please look into your book. Input, type a letter using a keyboard and mouse. Give the print command to the computer. Process, CPU processes the command. Output, the printer attached to the CPU gives the printed copy of the essay. Okay, so this is what happens in the computer system. Now the next topic is your software. Apart from hardware, a computer also has a component called software. Software is not a physical part of a computer. It is an invisible part that cannot be touched and seen. Software is also known as a program that contains a set of instructions. Software performs specific functions as per the given instructions. The program you have learned so far, such as WordPad, Tux Paint and MS Paint, are all examples of software. Remember that Computer hardware does not work on its own. It follows a set of instructions provided by a software to perform any particular task. Depending on their functions, software are mainly divided into two categories, which are as follows: system software and application software. First, I am going to explain you what is a software. Now children, as I have told you, computer is divided into two parts. One is your hardware and one is your software. Hardware, parts of the computer which you can touch and feel. And the software is the part of the computer which you cannot touch or you cannot feel. But you cannot work without your software. Your computer is a dead machine without a software. It is just like your body. Okay? The parts on a body which we can touch is your eyes, nose, mouth. Yes? But if we don't have lungs, kidney, heart, are we alive? Can we live? Will we have life? No, we cannot have, because these are very essential, very important for us. Same ways, for our life, it is important, same as in computer also. If you have monitor, mouse, CPU, printer, everything, but you do not have software in a computer, your computer is a dead machine. Another example I will give you, that your television. You bring a very nice television, but you don't have a cable connection. So can you watch your TV? Your TV is only a stupid box. Same ways, you need a cable connection for your entertainment. Yes or no? Same ways, if you bring a computer, you need a software for you to work on it. A software is a lifeline of a computer system, without which a computer is a dead machine. But we cannot touch or feel software, because software is installed inside the system which help us to do our work in a computer. And software is divided into two parts, that is system software and application software. So what a system software and an application software do, let's check out here. It is in page number 11. Let us learn about these types of software in details. System software. System software performs the basic and principal functions of a computer. It controls the overall working of a computer system. Operating system is the system software of a computer. Now what is a system software? System software is like a principle. Okay. It is the main system which makes a computer works. Alright. Operating system is a type of system software that runs a computer. It manages the IPO cycle of a computer. It forms a link between the different parts of a computer and the user. Microsoft Windows is one of the most popular operating systems. Some examples of operating system are Unix, Linux, Mac OS, and a lot more. Without an operating system, your computer cannot start. You need an operating system to start up your computer. It is the main part of a computer system. It is a lifeline of your computer system which makes your computer works. So what are the example of these operating systems? Unix, Linux, Mac OS, and lot more. Now we have Windows 7, Windows 10. These are your operating systems. The next is your application software. Application software refers to programs that are used to perform specific tasks. For example, MS Paint and Tux Paint are used to draw pictures, while WordPad is used to type text on a computer. An application software are a specific kind of software which can do only one kind of work. Suppose if you are Microsoft Paint, the easiest example that I can give you is MS Paint. What do you do in MS Paint? You can only make drawings and colorings. Can you write a story? You cannot write a story in MS Paint. So only you can do drawings and coloring. It is just like your drawing book where you can do only drawing. You cannot do your maths work in your drawing book. Same ways, there is MS Excel where you can do maths work. MS Word where you can do typing work. So these are the examples of application software where a specific only one kind of work can be performed. So this much for today, children. We have come to the end of the chapter. In my next class, I'll be sending you PDF of the exercises which are given in the book, and you can do it in your book as well as in your copy too. So till then, thank you.